Good morning. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mike Friel. I'm the Senior Director of Communications and Public Relations at Pepperdine University. Today, we get to introduce you to our new men's head basketball coach. So let us begin. We will first hear from President Gash, and then we will hear from Tanner Gardner, our incoming athletics director, and then we will hear from our coach. With that, we'll turn it over to President Gash.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay back there? All right. So glad you guys are here. As you know, Pepperdine has a strong tradition of excellence, both in the classroom and in athletic competition. We expect and often see outstanding examples of our student athletes who excel in the classroom as well as on the court. And I am proud that our student athletes who sacrifice to compete and in many cases win national championships as well as conference titles. In addition to dozens and dozens and dozens of conference titles, we have 14 national championships at Pepperdine, including track and field and football in the early days when we competed in the small colleges arena. And since moving to NCAA Division I, we have 10 national titles in tennis, volleyball, beach volleyball, baseball, water polo, and golf. Pepperdine has established a culture of excellence, and our student athletes have demonstrated that since 1952, when we won our first men's doubles team tennis national championship, and to our most recent one in 2021, our men's golf winning the national championship. In fact, for the past 2 years in a row, Pepperdine has won the Directors' Cup in the NCAA Division I AAA category, which is awarded to the top sports program in Division I of about 100 schools that don't compete in football. So for the last 2 years in a row we've won, and we've won 5 of these national championships in the last 20 years. Our men's and women's basketball teams are no exception. We have every reason to expect to win a conference title and compete in the NCAA tournament like we would regularly do 2 decades ago. Some of you may remember when Coach Jimmy Valvano won the national championship for the NC State Wolfpack. In the first round of that tournament, he beat Pepperdine in double overtime. We were that close. Bobby Knight's last game coaching for Indiana was a loss to Pepperdine University in the NCAA tournament. With the right leadership, I am confident that our basketball programs can thrive and join the lists of teams at Pepperdine University that compete at the very highest levels. Last week, I had the privilege of announcing that Tanner Gardner would be joining Pepperdine as our Director of Athletics. Under his leadership, I'm confident that we will build on the incredible legacy, the 14-year legacy that Steve Potts has built as our Athletics Director. Over the past 4 weeks, we have been carefully and prayerfully interviewing a whole host of highly qualified and exceptional coaches who exemplify our core values. One candidate rose to the top, and I could not be more excited about the future of Pepperdine basketball. Today, Tanner and I are thrilled to announce that the next basketball head coach at Pepperdine is Ed Schilling. Thank you, Ed, for saying yes. And thank you for bringing with you your family members who are here today. We have Ed's wife, April, and their 2 daughters, Ava and Callie. We're so glad you guys are here. As we met with candidates, we looked for a coach who demonstrated exceptional leadership on and off the court, who demonstrated the ability to develop players spiritually, physically, socially, and academically. And we looked for a coach who had a winning record of success. We found these qualities more and more in Coach Schilling. Already the news has spread. This is what Coach John Calipari from University of Kentucky had to say. And I quote, "Ed Schilling has been a terrific coach, teacher, and developer of young players at all levels. His success is centered around his faith and his caring heart. We worked shoulder to shoulder, and I got to see firsthand what a good man and caring coach he is. If my son were playing today, I would want him to play for Ed. Congratulations, Pepperdine. It's a perfect match. We agree wholeheartedly with Coach Calipari. We also agree with Coach Steve Alford, former coach at UCLA, who said, Ed is a kingdom man, outstanding basketball coach, and a dear friend. He and Pepperdine University are a perfect fit. I want to thank our Senior Vice President for Strategic Implementation, Tim Perrin, who led the nationwide search for the men's basketball coach. Now I want to welcome to the podium Tanner Gardner, Athletic Director, who will formally introduce Ed Schilling to you. Tanner?
Thank you, President Gash, for that. And let me first say what an exceptional university president that we have. Let's give President Gash a round of applause. I want to thank President Gash and Tim Perrin for their partnership in this search process. I also want to thank Steve Potts for building an exceptional foundation for this athletic department, off which we will build. And thank you to this great crowd for gathering today for such an important moment to celebrate the future of Pepperdine men's basketball. As President Gash alluded to, from the start of our search for the next head men's basketball coach at Pepperdine University, we had great interest. We met with sitting Division I head coaches. We met with assistant coaches of the top programs, and we met with coaches that had great NBA experience. However, we weren't just looking for a great basketball coach. We were looking for a great basketball coach who could build a program here that everyone would be proud of. As President Gash said, we were looking for something unique. We were looking for a leader on and off the court, a leader who was interested in developing the full student athlete, athletically, academically, spiritually, and socially, and had a track record of success. In our initial conversations with Coach Schilling, it quickly became clear that he possessed this unique package of characteristics that we were looking for. As we spent more time together, it became abundantly clear that he was the right person for the job. Coach Schilling is a man of strong faith. Coach Schilling is a passionate servant leader. Coach Schilling is a developer. As one highly successful head coach told me as we checked references during this search, Coach Schilling is a player development savant. That's a high compliment, Coach. He's trained hundreds of NBA players. In our initial meeting with the players yesterday, it became clear that that will be a bedrock of our program here. Coach Schilling has a great record of success at the highest levels of college basketball. In his 13 years as an assistant coach at UMass, Memphis, UCLA, Indiana, and Grand Canyon, his teams have had a record of 304 and 134, and they participated in 8 NCAA tournaments, including a Final Four and Sweet 16. In his time as a student athlete, Coach Schilling led his team to 2 NCAA tournament appearances, and he still holds records in assists and many other categories at Miami of Ohio. That's 10 NCAA appearances. It's impressive, and we expect we'll do the same here. Simply put, Coach Schilling is a winner. Ultimately, in Coach Schilling, we're getting a basketball coach with decades of professional and collegiate leadership who will propel our Pepperdine program to the next level. This is an imperative as we look to a bright future for our program, one in which we'll be playing in the Mountain, which is going to be one of the greatest facilities in college basketball. And it's a facility in which we're going to win. And we're going to win not for ourselves, but we're going to win to glorify the name of God. So before I welcome Coach Schilling, I want to share with you one more quote. Throughout the search, we got tremendous feedback on Coach Schilling, on what a great man he was, and what a great basketball coach he was. But it was after we announced that he was going to be the head coach that we got a message from, well, Jesus, or Jim Caviezel, who's best known for his role in Passion of the Christ. And I want to read to you what Jim said about Ed. And I quote, "In welcoming Ed Schilling as Pepperdine's new head men's basketball coach, the university doesn't just gain a coach. It embraces a transformative leader whose profound understanding of the game, exceptional development skills, and unwavering faith will elevate not only the basketball program, but the entire Pepperdine community. His remarkable legacy, shaped by lessons from basketball's finest like John Calipari, Steve Alford, and Bryce Drew, and fueled by his love for God, make him the perfect beacon for this beacon of light by the ocean. Congratulations to Pepperdine, its alumni, and athletes on securing one of the game's most brilliant minds and noble hearts. So at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our next head men's basketball coach, Ed Schilling.
Thank you. Wow. Man, how about those are some kind words. It cost me a lot to get those printed up and sent out, but no, it is truly, truly an honor to stand before you today as Pepperdine's men's basketball coach. What an honor. I'm so, more than anything, to be at a faith-based university, to be able to coach athletes in this place is an honor. It's a blessing beyond description for me. I want to just first thank you. Thank you, President Gash. Thank you, Tanner. Thank you, Tim Perrin, for your confidence in me. I've been preparing for this for many, many years. I can't tell you how excited I am, but I also understand the challenge before us. It's a huge challenge, but it's one that I believe I've been preparing for many years, and one I'm so excited for. So I'm also want to say thank you to my family. I've got a great team. If my team's on the court can play as well and function as well as my family at home, we're going to win. We're going to win lots of championships. And so to my family, to April, to Ava, Callie that are here today, thank you for your support, your help, and your love. So thank you guys. If we can give them a quick hand again. So thank you. Also, I want to say thank you to the coaches that have given me a great opportunity to learn from them. I've been a head high school coach at 22 years old. Got a chance to be with John Calipari and go to the Final Four when I was with him at UMass, but then I was fortunate to be the youngest assistant coach on the bench in the NBA. So getting the chance to go from high school to college to the NBA in 310 days was quite a trip, and to be able to coach against the greats of the game like Michael Jordan and working out players like Kobe Bryant and things like that, I can't thank Coach Calipari enough. Just the foundation that he gave me and a perspective of how to coach and things to do was amazing. And then getting a chance to work with Steve Alford here just down the way at UCLA gave me a whole different perspective, another way to coach, another style. And so getting to go my 4 years with Coach Alford, we went to three Sweet 16s in 4 years, and to coach some of the players that we had there, guys like Zach LaVine and Kyle Anderson, and on and on and on, and just an amazing time. And get a chance to remember every once in a while we kind of mosey down Sunset to go down the PCH and drive through the Pepperdine campus. And I remember April and I just, wow, how about this place? And now the dream come true. I get to live here and be here. So what an awesome, awesome experience. And then getting a chance to work with Coach Bryce Drew. Here's a man getting to coach at a faith-based university like Grand Canyon and go to 3 NCAA tournaments in 4 years was quite a ride. And to be able to do it where we're starting every meeting as a staff and every practice on the court, we were able to start with prayer, took coaching to a whole nother level for me. And being able to do that, not just try to walk the walk, but be able to talk the talk along with it, has been something I just cherish. And I thank Coach Drew for giving me the opportunity. And in my last game, our first game in the NCAA tournament this year, got a chance to go against a WCC foe, and fortunately worked out pretty good against St. Mary's. So very thankful for that as we won that game. And so the background, the people that I've been able to be with has just been fantastic. It's been a blessing for me, and hopefully I can take the strengths and positives from each step along the way and implement it into our program here at Pepperdine. That's my hope, that we're not only going to have great success on the court. We know that there's a scoreboard out there for a reason, and I know our livelihood depends on it, but ultimately we want to have victories in the lives of these young people we get a chance to work with. And I know that there's a rich legacy. I was fortunate to talk to Coach Herrick yesterday at length, and just his passion for Pepperdine is still as strong as probably was many years ago. So being able to do that, and I also wanted to mention Coach Romar. Lorenzo Romar is a tremendous man of God. I've not coached with him, but I've coached against him, and I've had many interactions with him. And he is truly a man of God, and one that I respect as a human being, as a Christian. And so I want to thank him also for the great foundation that he helped lay here as well. So I want to thank Coach Romar, and also I want to thank Coach Bob Bodine. He's a guy that's given me some great counsel along the way. His 2 chairs was kind of a bedrock. If you've seen his book, 2 Chairs, was kind of a bedrock. If you noticed our bench at Grand Canyon, we left the seat next to me, we left open. And the idea was in an analogy that symbolically we wanted Jesus to be sitting at the end of the bench. And so Bob Bodine and his counsel to me personally, but also the impact that it had on our coaching staff was tremendous. So again, I just want to express my appreciation. I'm humbled to be here. As we've walked around campus in the last day or so, the reception that we've received has been just off the charts. I'm humbled. I'm so grateful, but I'm also motivated because I want our success to be great because the people here are great. So thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this challenge. We know it's a huge challenge, but we're excited to get after it. So thank you.
Now we have time to take a few questions, so we'll start with the Beacon. So, Caden, ask your question.
Thank you so much, Coach, for being here. My name's Caden. I'm the founder of the Pepperdine Beacon, our independent student newspaper. My first question is, you talked a lot about faith today. How does faith influence your view of competition, your coaching style specifically, and your specific development of the athletes on your team? What does that look like day to day?
Great. Fantastic. Thank you, Caden. That's a great question. And that's really what it's about. I mean, how can we coach our players in a Christ-like way? We know that Jesus was great and excellent in everything he did, whether he was turning water to wine, walking on water, whatever it is, he was excellent. So one, we want to be excellent, but he also treated people with love. And we want to coach with love. And coaching people with love means we're going to bring out the very best in them. And so that's what we're going to do on a daily basis. We're going to be in prayer, but we're going to try to take the values biblically and implement them as a coach. And Jesus wasn't always. Sometimes it was aggressive. Sometimes it was the arm around. But regardless, the goal is to make. He made everyone better around him, and that's what we're going to try to do. Whether it's from skill development that we're going to start next week with the players that are left, or any of the players that are in the portal that want to work out. Regardless of what it is, we're going to try to make our players better because that's what Jesus did. He was excellent. He impacts everyone he touched, and that's what we want to try to do.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thanks, Caden.
I'd like to have my colleague Alex ask the
How's it going? I would like to ask, what are the basketball team's biggest strengths and weaknesses going into your first session as a coach?
Well, the question, and thank you for that, Alex. I don't know the team very well. I'm one of those that I'm locked in on what we're doing. If we don't play them, probably I didn't see them too much. But ask me something about some of the teams that we played, I can go for days. But and also when I take on a new team, and I've been fortunate to do it at the high school level as a Division I head coach as well. Regardless, I want to go in give them a clean slate. I want to go in, I want to form my own opinions. I may look at some statistics and things, but the bottom line is when you've been doing this for over 20 years, my dad was a basketball coach, a college coach. I want to be able to form my own opinions. And so they're coming in, I'm going to get a chance to work them out, get a chance to talk to them, get a chance to see, hey, do they want to work with me first and foremost? And then do we think it's going to fit? So I don't know great strengths. I know there's some terrific players that were at Pepperdine this past season, and hopefully some of them will stay and want to work with me because I want to work with them. So from strengths and weaknesses, we're going to hopefully, those that stay, we're going to try to make their strengths greater and turn those weaknesses into a strength. So appreciate the question. Thanks, Alex.
All right, our next question is for the graphic, so please state your name and your question.
Tony Gleason, Pepperdine Graphic. My question was, what about our men's basketball program will be different with the U.S. head coach?
Thank you, Tony. Well, I'm not sure, again, what happens, when they stepped across the line or what was in their locker rooms and things like that. I don't know. I know, as I mentioned, I know Lorenzo to be a great man. So all I know is how to do it. I know how we've done it in other places. How it's going to be different, I don't know. But I hope that we're going to do things in an excellent way. From our player development, we're going to try to get our players better. Hopefully our schemes on offense and defense are going to be such that are going to be successful in this highly, highly competitive conference where we have some of the best teams in all of college basketball. And so we know we have to improve. That's the bottom line. We have to improve. We have to become much better on the scoreboard. But I'm confident that Lorenzo did a phenomenal job in the players' hearts. We want to continue to do that and take it to the highest level that we possibly can. And at the end of the day, it's college basketball is somewhat of a business. We have to win. And so at the end of the day, we've got to turn the program so that we are successful on the scoreboard without sacrificing any of the values that are so important to this university.
Gentlemen, thank you both for your time and congratulations. This concludes the event, but I do want to say that we do have a reception after this, so feel free to turn to the reception. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Goodbye.